Once, in a land where the mountains touched the sky and the rivers flowed with the clarity of crystal, there lived two monks. Their journey together was one not just of miles, but of growth, reflection, and the pursuit of wisdom. The older monk, serene and wise, walked in gentle contemplation, while the younger monk, eager yet inexperienced, followed with eyes wide open to the lessons of the world. One day, as golden sunlight washed over the landscape, casting long, warm shadows upon the path, the two monks came upon a swollen river. Rain from the night before had turned the gentle stream into a churning torrent. On the bank stood a woman, dressed in fine silks now muddied from her attempts to cross. Her face, framed by the soft glow of the morning sun, was troubled with worry. Her brow furrowed as she gazed helplessly at the rushing water. She turned to the monks and pleaded, "Please, can you help me? I must cross this river, but I fear I will be swept away." The younger monk hesitated, remembering the strict teachings of their order. Monks were forbidden to touch women, a rule meant to keep their minds clear and free from distraction. He looked at the older monk, seeking guidance, torn between compassion and the weight of tradition. Without a word, the elder monk stepped forward. With gentle strength, he lifted the woman onto his back. Wading confidently into the cold, swirling river, the water tugged at his robes and chilled his skin, but he moved steadily, his resolve unwavering. The younger monk followed, the current tugging at his feet, his mind awhirl with confusion and disapproval. Safely on the other side, the older monk set the woman down. She bowed deeply, gratitude shining in her eyes, and hurried on her way, vanishing into the sunlit distance. The two monks continued their journey in silence, the sound of their footsteps mingling with the soft song of birds and the whisper of the wind. For hours, the younger monk's mind churned. The image of the woman and the act of his elder companion weighed heavily upon him, twisting his thoughts into knots. At last, unable to hold his silence any longer, he spoke. "Brother," he said, his voice trembling with a mix of concern and accusation, "how could you do that? Our order forbids us from touching women. You carried her across the river. Have you forgotten the rules?" The older monk walked on, his eyes reflecting the wisdom of 1,000 sunrises. Softly, he replied, "I set the woman down on the other side of the river. Why are you still carrying her?" In that moment, the younger monk understood. The burden he had carried was not the woman herself, but the weight of judgment, the clinging to rules without compassion, the unwillingness to let go. How often do we find ourselves like the younger monk, holding on to anger, regret, or bitterness long after a situation has passed? We replay memories, rehearse grievances, and allow the past to cast long shadows over our present. The burdens we carry are not always visible, but they weigh us down just the same. Letting go is not always easy. The mind clings to what it knows, habits, hurts, and fears, because they are familiar. We convince ourselves that by holding on, we are protecting ourselves or honoring our values. But in truth, we often imprison ourselves in cages of our own making. The story of the two monks and the woman teaches us that true wisdom lies in discernment. Rules and traditions have their place, but compassion and presence are the cornerstones of a meaningful life. The older monk did not act rashly. He saw a person in need and responded with kindness, then moved forward without regret or attachment. He understood that compassion is not in conflict with wisdom. It is the heart of wisdom itself. Imagine the freedom that comes from setting down your burdens. Picture the warmth of sunlight on your face, the gentle touch of the breeze, the simple joy of each new step. When you let go of resentment, the world becomes brighter. When you release your grip on past mistakes, the path ahead becomes clearer. Forgiveness is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. It is not about excusing someone else's actions or pretending that pain never happened. It is about freeing yourself from the chains of anger and hurt that hold you back. When you forgive, you reclaim your power. You choose to step forward, unencumbered, into the sunlight of possibility. Letting go also means releasing the need to control outcomes. Life is unpredictable, and clinging to expectations leads only to disappointment. Like the river in the story, life flows as it will, sometimes gently, sometimes with great force. You cannot hold back the current, but you can choose how you move within it. The monk's journey is a reminder that every day brings opportunities to practice letting go. Perhaps it is a harsh word spoken in anger, a disappointment at work, or the hurt of a friendship lost. Each time you choose to release these burdens, you make space in your heart for peace, compassion, and growth. In the warm, golden light of understanding, you see that your burdens are not what others place upon you, but what you choose to carry. Life becomes lighter, every moment richer, when you learn to let go. As you walk your own path, remember the lesson of the two monks and the woman. Respond to the needs before you with kindness and wisdom. Do what is right in the present moment, then move forward without dragging the past behind you. Trust that every step taken in compassion brings you closer to the peace and fulfillment you seek. Letting go is not a single act, but a practice, a way of being. It is the gentle art of setting yourself free, again and again, until the burdens of yesterday are replaced by the open arms of today. So, the next time you find your mind returning to old hurts or worries, recall the words of the elder monk. I set the woman down on the other side of the river. Why are you still carrying her? And in the golden light of that question, allow yourself to let go. Embrace the journey ahead, lighter, freer, and ready to welcome whatever awaits with an open heart.